Okay, so my name is Erika, and I'm the founder of Rockstar Academics. And I serve high school students and help them and their families get through the college admissions process more easily and with less stress. And for that reason, I could tell you I'm doing it about 5 years, and I can tell you that applying to college is the most expensive decision that an 18-year-old will make until they buy their first house. So that's a really big deal. And for that reason, it's especially important to understand that applying to college is complicated, it's confusing, it's a really high stakes process, and it's actually a tremendous amount of work. So given that, there's a lot to do, and most families don't understand that there are this many pieces to the process. They don't understand that there are this many elements, and they often believe it's just filling out a form and writing an essay, really. So they also don't understand that it's really important to start early, and this is actually even more important than knowing it's a lot of work. Standardized test scores are the #1 most important factor in consideration, not only for admission, but also for financial aid, scholarships, and all kinds of other things that are really important for student success once they get wherever it is that they want to go. Early applications, especially specific categories of early applications, can increase your chances to admission at an elite school by up to 3%. Or 3 times, not 3%. 3 times is likely. So for example, if you apply early admission to Harvard, you're 3 times more likely to get in than if you send the same application at the regular deadline. Families don't understand that either. And then on top of that, the most competitive schools have the earliest early deadlines. So given all that, it's a really big deal that the #1 mistake I have seen over the last 5 years is that families wait until the beginning of their senior year to get started on this process. That's a really, really big deal. It's possible. It's possible to get the process done if you don't get started until senior year. So it's not too late, but in a lot of ways, it is impossible to do a really good job. And it's impossible to do a job that will get you into the places that you really may want to go. And I can share case study after case study of students who come to me in November, and it's a tragedy. They're super qualified. They have great grades, great test scores, and they don't get a chance to apply to the schools they were dreaming about. So that's a very, very big deal. So if all that's true, why does it happen? Well, it happens because families really need help with the process. They don't know these things, and they don't really have access to help. The average high school guidance counselor has a caseload of between 300 and 600 students. They are experts at their job, but their job is not to do college admissions counseling. They may not know anything about college admissions counseling, and talking to students about college applications is less than 20% of the time they have available with each student. So given that, the schools are doing a great job. This isn't their job. It's not rocket science, but as I said, it's a lot of work. So there's a really serious problem here. And you know, you guys have watched the news, so I don't need to tell you that this turns out really badly for a lot of families who are really desperate. They understand the stakes are high. They're looking for help. The help that's offered to them, they take it. And sometimes it's not good advice, it's not ethical, it doesn't work, okay? So the market for this problem, as you can see, is real big. Where's my button? It's under there. The market's really big. So the market's really big. The second mistake I see is after they have waited until the beginning of senior year, I get a lot of families who say, well, I'm gonna let the student handle this on their own. They're 18 years old, right? The biggest mistake, the biggest decision they're gonna make until they're like 40 years old, and we're gonna let them do it themselves. And then if they're not gonna let it do themselves, they're gonna let the high school do it. It doesn't turn out well. Okay, so the market is really big. There are actually a lot of people out there trying to solve the problem, which is really good news. The online education market is projected to grow by 10%, more than 10% every single year for the last 2 and the next 3 years, over 5 years. It's a $286 billion market right now. Tutoring and test prep is a $1.1 billion market in 2019. The National Association for College Admissions Counselors has documented a 220% increase in the number of certified college counselors over the last 5 years. That's still a really small number. College counseling is a pretty small portion of that overall tutoring and preparation market. There are about 8,000 certified college counselors, a small number. But that is an estimate, and there are a lot of people who aren't certified who are very, very highly qualified, doing great jobs. So it's a little bit hard to estimate college counseling as a very specific portion of the industry. Everybody wants to learn online. So online education, I don't know how many of you are internet experts, but Mary Meeker does an internet trends report every year where she talks about what is the hottest thing on the internet. Normally it's a trends report with an S on the end. This year, her entire report, 330 slides, was on online education as an industry only. So as far as higher education and online education goes, higher education enrollments are declining. They've been declining a small amount for the last 5 to 10 years. Online programs within higher education are growing as a large portion of the market. So they're not growing as a portion of higher education, they're growing overall. So what that means is college enrollments are going down. That's right. College online applications are skyrocketing. That's kind of what it looks like. So students are studying and graduating from high school online. They're studying and graduating from college online. Professional and adult education as an online market is growing enormously. So that's the picture. Who are these people spending this money? I've identified a market for college counseling services online. They're busy parents. They want better futures for their kids. They're people like all of us. They're aspirational. They're working professionals. They're either double income families, so nobody has time, or they're single parent families, so nobody has time to really pay attention to this. They understand the importance of it. They're willing to hire professionals. We all do, right? We hire accountants. We get a massage. We get our nails done. They understand they can't do it all themselves and be an expert. They value education, and so this is a distinction from my market, which is not a distinction for everybody. They've shown that they value education. They send their kids to private schools. They do after school enrichments, these kinds of things. There are about 3.6 million students graduating and applying to college in 2019. About 400,000 of them are graduating from private schools, which is a really good way for me to identify qualified families. So I'm having a hard time really getting a really good size of the potential market, but those are some numbers that I found so far. And here's what I do know. There are competitors in this space. So my direct competitors, I've got a good list of them. There are a couple of competitors out there who are offering online classes and programs. It's really clear that they have spent there's a lot of investment that's gone into their businesses. Their businesses aren't small. One of the things I'm going to ask you guys for is help to really get a good measurement of what the size of the business is. But it's out there, I'm sure it is. So what am I offering? What am I doing? Let's see. Oh, I turned the page the wrong direction. Want to go that way? Okay. I want to go that way. So I've been on this about 5 years. I started out in private college counseling, working one-on-one with private clients and their families. That was the first stage of my business, and I did that for a couple of years. A couple of years ago, I grew my offerings to offer group, sort of to leverage my time and offer my services in the group format, doing week-long workshops and that kind of thing. I did that for a year and a half. I did two seasons of that. Right now, I'm in the process of expanding it and leveraging it into online programs that are at least semi-evergreen. They have to be updated every year or so, but they're video courses. So last year, I spent a fair amount of my time building the learning management program, the online academy. I launched a beta program, which was a short course in ACT test prep, which went really well. And this year I'm launching, and today I'm presenting to you guys, the Complete College Application, which is a 9-module program that runs over a couple of months and walks students and their families completely through the entire college application process from start to finish. So it's a step-to-step program. The video lessons explain how to do each piece of the process, and then it's followed up. It's a hybrid program. Each lesson is followed up by either one-on-one interaction with me or group interaction live with me. The program is based on my 5-step process that I've perfected over the last couple of years. Well, perfected, I don't know. But it's a virtual program, and that means that students can access everything except the live interaction with me anytime they want to from anywhere. And this virtual model actually addresses two of the biggest obstacles I've seen with each of my clients in terms of really getting the job done well and getting it done on time. The first is that everybody is really overscheduled. And the parents are overscheduled, the students are overscheduled. So trying to show up for a class online is really hard. That's my 10 minutes. Yep. All right, well, I guess I'll just have to answer the rest of my questions. Okay.
You got any other slides you can
so
through real quick?
Just finish the slides.
I can get through them super fast.
Yeah.
I definitely can.
Just,
So the big differentiator for me from my competitors is that my process and my program is more than just essay coaching. So most of the competitors out there are either just doing essay coaching and or they're offering video tutorials. There's no attention to the rest of the process here, which is managing their time, finding a good college, getting it done on time, understanding where they're going to be successful. And they're not getting a real coach to read their essays and read their applications and give them advice. So I do both of those things. Really, nobody else does it. We can skip that one. This is my revenue model. So I have a starter course, which has already been launched and run several times online. It runs between $150 to $300, and I can also offer it bulk to organizations. The Complete College Application is the premier program, and I have offered non-online versions of that set for between $2,000 and $4,000, so this is kind of an average price. And then there are all kinds of upgrades, one-on-one upgrades and premiums available too. So the lifetime value might be around $4,000 or $5,000 for a customer. I'll skip that one for now. I'll go on to, I'll tell you about me later. Here's what I need. I need advice. I need help with understanding what the cost to acquire a customer is and how on earth to find these folks. I need support to finish building out the program, and I need advice about my financial model.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for